Hi Sagittarius, this is your horoscope for 2020. Thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. What I want to do in this video is just to give you the main themes of the year as they apply to you as a Sagittarius, sun or rising or moon. And I want to give you the main themes so that you're not going in completely blind and that you know what to put your energy into because it's likely to succeed and what to avoid. All right. So on the 10th of January, the first major thing happens, which is there's a lunar eclipse, which is a full moon in Cancer. And that happens in your 8th house of you in connection with other people, institutions. So you're going to feel very nurturing and very loving towards those you work with. You're going to be very settled at the beginning of the year in terms of your work. This is an intense year. And I know astrologers always say, oh my God, it's such an intense week. But we've got 6 eclipses this year. It's a lot. So an eclipse is a full moon or a new moon that's interrupted, so it lasts for 6 months. So you're going to be the employee of the year here for the first 6 months because you're just willing to help and just go that extra mile. On the 12th of January, Saturn and Pluto conjunct, and that only happens every 34 years. Now, that happens in your 2nd house of money. Saturn is making things smaller, putting a foundation down, and having security and consistency. Pluto is the opposite. Pluto is death and rebirth, transformation and change, and the phoenix rising from the ashes. We've also got Jupiter, the lucky planet, the transiting midheaven, which is work, the sun, your identity, your solar plexus, and Mercury, the communication planet, sitting in that 2nd house. So you're going to get an idea of how to change the way you make money so that you can actually not just be nice to your colleagues, but that you actually work in a way that nurtures other people explicitly. So rather than just being nice to your colleagues who are all teachers, for instance, you become a therapist and you heal your customers by actually speaking to them directly about what their problems are. Do you see the difference? You're just a friendly person versus you're an expert who can really heal. So if you're a Sagittarius who is interested in any type of creativity or any kind of healing, or you're dissatisfied with your job and you get this idea, don't dismiss it. It's a really good idea. It only happens once every 34 years. And it's like having the rug pulled out from under you. You'll have the opportunity to make changes in your work. Maybe work makes people redundant, or maybe you have the choice to take redundancy, or maybe redundancy is a British term, I think. In the States, I think it's been called laid off. But the point is that you're going to get nearer to your life mission, which at the moment in 2020 is to be creative and to be nurturing towards other people. And that focus, it's almost like how can I serve? That then brings in ideas of how can I help people? And then you get the formats coming in through your feelings, or you just have ideas pop into your head. And that gives you a roadmap for a new career. And you can really change your work at the beginning of 2020, Sagittarius, profoundly change it and really make a lot more money in 2020 than you've ever made before, ever. Now there's some key dates that I want to make you aware of. On the 4th of April, the 30th of June, and the 12th of November, we've got Jupiter, the lucky planet, conjuncting Pluto, the planet of transformation and change and rebirth. And they sit in Capricorn, the sign of the worker, in your 2nd house of money. So Pluto is going to alter the way you make your money. Jupiter provides you good luck. So it's like a friend says, hey, I've got this business, do you want to come work for me? Or suddenly you just find yourself stumbling into the wrong office building and they're like, oh, we need a receptionist, can you take over? It's luck. You know, some people have luck in their lives. Like, I heard a story recently that was just Jessica Lange, okay? She couldn't afford to take, she was in New York, couldn't afford to take the train from downtown to the Upper East Side, okay? Someone saw her, said, do you want to come out to Hollywood and be an actress? She was like, sure, why not? They flew her out to Hollywood, she did King Kong, and that was her first film, and she built a whole film career around that. That is lucky. That is being discovered at the right time. You didn't do anything to earn that. And that's the kind of thing you're going to get. The universe is going to provide you with lucky instances like this that you can work in a way you're passionate about and that actually helps other people. So, thank you, Sagittarius. I bow before you. You are, oh, this is awesome. I love it. You deserve it as well. From the 13th of May until the 25th of June 2020, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, goes retrograde. Okay? When Venus is in retrograde, it's really dangerous to start new things that you love. A new business, a new relationship, getting married. If you're launching a website, if you have any option to reschedule those things and not to do them between the 13th of May and the 25th of June 2020, please do so, because Venus retrograde is pretty hardcore. Mercury retrogrades 3 or 4 times a year. I hadn't even mentioned that because they come up all the time. But Venus doesn't retrograde every year. And my whole heartbreak with Daniel in 2017, that was during a Venus retrograde. The things that you don't care about or you're not interested in suddenly become very interesting, and you get involved in things that you normally wouldn't, and then when Venus goes direct again, you're like, what was I thinking? I was heartbroken last time Venus retrograde happened. I didn't take it seriously. Take it seriously. It happens in your 7th house of relationships. Okay, so especially relationships, marriage, committing, moving in together, don't do it between the 13th and the 25th. On the 5th of June, we have a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. I'm just getting that. I've got the chart in front of me here down on the computer, so I'm just getting to the right date. The 5th of June, we have this full moon in Sagittarius lunar eclipse, and it's on the south node. It's in your sign. It's about letting go of this desire to heal your relationships. Let go of that. This year, don't heal your relationships. Don't bother with that. Focus on adding value and healing other people in your professional life. Focus on sorting out your financial situation and helping people professionally. And you will raise your vibration, and the right relationship, if you're single, is going to come in next year. This isn't the year for love and relationship for you. If you're already married, the marriage will stay the same. It's not like suddenly the marriage becomes super exciting or super boring. It's steady, does it? Okay? But you're blessed with these abilities to change the way you make money and to profoundly swap that. Chiron, the wounded healer, sits in your 5th house of romance, and the Venus retrograde in your 7th. So both of those say just kind of stay away from relationships a little bit and don't try and work too hard on them, because you'll just dig yourself into a deeper ditch. Venus is just not on your side, so there's not much you can do, so just wait that out. On the 21st of June, we have a solar eclipse, new moon in Cancer, and that happens in your 8th house. So again, working with others, being nurturing and healing, or transforming your work into a creative form of work, music, art, writing, or a healing type of work. Conventionally, psychotherapist, therapist, vocational counselor, unconventional, psychic, astrologer, psychic medium, Reiki healer, pranic, touch, all of that stuff. It's an eclipse, so it lasts for the rest of the year. So you're really going to try and figure out how you can help people professionally. That's what you're focused on. That's going to result in you making a lot more money. It means you feel better about yourself because you've helped people. You raise yourself up, you look at yourself and you're like, hey, I'm not that bad. And you really see yourself for the value that you add to the world. And because you're up there now, other people start to notice you on their radar. And you show up, and next year, 2021, is better for relationships. Now on the 5th of July, we have another one. We have a lunar eclipse. Full moon in Capricorn. And that is on the south node. So we've got this full moon in Capricorn. We've got Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn sitting there in your 2nd house on the south node. And it allows you to let go of the things that don't serve you, that don't make you any money, that are a waste of time. You'll be established here by July that you can streamline what you're doing and to make really clear decisions. This is waffle, irrelevant, let's get rid of that and let's focus more on that. So you're totally business oriented and totally oriented about taking care of other people, and that's why 2020 is the year for any Sagittarius who wants to. Teaching is a way of nurturing people. Being a doctor is a way of nurturing people. All of those other things I mentioned are ways of nurturing people. I mean, there are a million ways to do it. But if any of you have wanted to do that or to be creative and express yourself, then this is your year. Because this is also an eclipse and it lasts until the end of the year. So this energy is now with you until the 30th of November. Yep. And what happens on the 30th of November is a lunar eclipse, which is a full moon in Gemini. And it happens on your north node. So here at the end of the year, we've now got an eclipse which fills you with communication and social skills. And it lasts, because it's interrupted, it's an eclipse, it lasts until April 2021. So now's the time. November, well, 30th of November until April 2021 to find a relationship. 2020 is about work and healing and making money. On the 14th of December, we've got the final eclipse of the year. 6 eclipses, that's immense. The one on the 14th is a total solar eclipse, so the sun is going to be really black, totally blacked out. And it's a new moon in your sign of Sagittarius. So you're pulling in your own energy. It's interrupted because it's an eclipse. It will last until May 2021 and you're completely in your element. Mercury is in Sag. The new moon eclipse is in Sagittarius and the transiting midheaven is in Sagittarius. So your communicative abilities, your working abilities are now heightened until May 2021. And remember, 2020 you already used to build and heal, so you're building on top of that, and it brings in the possibility for love and romance. Now on the 21st of, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit with this forecasting into 2021, But on the 21st of December, I have to forecast into 2021 because something really important happens. It's called the Great Conjunction. And that happens when Saturn and Jupiter meet. And they only meet every 20 years. And when they meet, they shake the foundations of human norms. 2001, we had 9/11. 1981, we had the birth of HIV/AIDS. 2021, we're going to have another fundamental testing of humanity. And for you, they sit in your third house in Aquarius. The good thing is that they're in Aquarius for everybody. They're in your third house of communications, so you may be one of the people who is an activist, someone who speaks out about what's going on. I've meditated on this and asked for how is society going to change. First of all, I got AI taking over, then I got climate change, then I had people becoming enlightened and society just changing completely. But I haven't got a ding, 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 ding on any of those. So I don't know exactly what the change and shift is going to be about. We do have Uranus in Taurus, which causes chaos, and we do have Pluto in Capricorn. So shifting in a real world fundamental sense. But we'll look at that nearer to 2021 when we get there. This is your forecast for 2020. I hope it's given you an idea of what to pour your energy into for the best results. If you would like a personal reading with me, so I look at your chart specifically, because this is for all Sag, I draw up your chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me. That's a process where I work out the time of birth. Once I have the time of birth, I draw up the chart. It's a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. Shows me what past lives you've had, what your life mission is this time around, what your vocational aptitudes are, and whether they're linked to your life mission or not. Love, money, romance, travel, when to move, where the best place to live is. If you're looking and asking if you're compatible with a partner, I can answer any of those questions. So if you do have questions, head over to gregoryscott.com and just order your reading there. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and share the video online. That would be awesome. Have a wonderful 2020. Check out some of my other videos, the daily tarot readings, the weekly horoscopes, the monthlies. I hope you have a wonderful 2020. I'm sending you lots of kisses, lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.